In a small African village named Mboli, nestled amidst rolling hills and golden savanna, there lived a young woman named Adana. From the moment she drew her first breath, it was evident that Adana possessed a beauty unlike any other. Her skin, the color of rich mahogany, glowed under the warm African sun, and her eyes, dark pools of mystery, held within them a spark that seemed to ignite the very air around her. As Adana grew, so too did her beauty, blossoming like the vibrant wildflowers that dotted the landscape. Her laughter echoed through the village, a melody that enchanted all who heard it. Yet, with every compliment whispered in admiration, there lay beneath it a shadow of envy. The men of Mboli, captivated by Adana's beauty, found themselves drawn to her like moths to a flame. They vied for her attention, showering her with gifts and empty compliments, hoping to win her favor. But with each passing day, their admiration soured into jealousy, their hearts consumed by bitterness at the thought of another claiming Adana's affections. Despite the adoration she received, Adana remained humble and kind-hearted, her spirit unblemished by the envy that surrounded her. She spent her days weaving baskets from dried reeds and tending to the village gardens, finding solace in the simplicity of life amidst the chaos of whispered rumors and covetous glances. But as the sun set over the horizon, casting hues of orange and pink across the sky, Adana couldn't shake the feeling of unease that lingered in the air. She sensed that the jealousy of the villagers simmered beneath the surface, waiting to erupt like a dormant volcano, and she wondered what trials lay ahead for a maiden so beloved yet so misunderstood. In the village of Mboli, envy festered like a hidden thorn amidst the lush foliage. As Adana's beauty continued to bloom, so too did the seed of jealousy planted in the hearts of the villagers. They watched with growing resentment as Adana's presence seemed to cast a shadow over their own desires and aspirations. Whispers of envy snaked through the village like tendrils of smoke, weaving their way into every corner and crevice. Men who once admired Adana's beauty now eyed her with suspicion, their smiles tinged with bitterness as they vied for her attention, each hoping to claim her affections for themselves. But Adana remained blissfully unaware of the envy that surrounded her, her heart untainted by the malice that simmered beneath the surface. She continued to go about her days with grace and humility, her laughter ringing out like a beacon of light in the darkness. Yet, despite her best efforts to remain unaffected, Adana could feel the tension in the air, like the heavy humidity that hung over the savanna before a storm. She sensed the jealousy that seethed beneath the surface, threatening to erupt like a volcano and consume everything in its path. As the days turned into weeks, the whispers grew louder, fueled by envy and resentment. Adana's once bright spirit began to dim under the weight of the villagers' scorn, her laughter losing its melody as the shadows of doubt crept into her heart. But even in the face of adversity, Adana refused to let the darkness consume her. With each passing day, she found strength in her resilience, a determination to rise above the envy and malice that sought to drag her down. And though the road ahead was fraught with challenges, Adana faced it with unwavering courage, a beacon of hope in a village consumed by envy. Among those who sought Adana's hand was a young man named Loko. Possessed of a winsome smile and silver tongue, he approached Adana with flattering words and grand gestures, his intentions veiled beneath a facade of charm. Loko's admiration for Adana bordered on obsession, fueled by envy and a desire to possess what others coveted. Adana, unaware of Loco's true motives, welcomed his advances with an open heart, finding comfort in his company amidst the whispers of envy that surrounded her. She believed his promises of everlasting love and a future filled with happiness, unaware of the treachery that lay beneath his smooth words. However, beneath Loco's charming exterior lurked a darkness that Adana could not perceive. His affection for her was not genuine but rather a means to an end, driven by selfish desires and a hunger for power. He saw Adana as a prize to be won, a conquest to bolster his own status and ego. Thus, under the guise of love, Loco wove a tangled web of deceit, spinning lies and half-truths to ensnare Adana in his grasp. He whispered sweet nothings in her ear, promising her the world while plotting to manipulate her for his own gain. But as time passed, Adana began to see through Loco's facade, the cracks in his charming demeanor revealing the darkness that lay beneath. She sensed the deceit in his words, the falseness in his promises, and realized that she could no longer trust him. With a heavy heart and tears in her eyes, Adana confronted Loco, her voice trembling with emotion as she exposed his deception. She refused to be a pawn in his game of manipulation, determined to break free from his grasp and forge her own path to happiness. And though her heart was bruised and battered, Adana emerged from the ordeal stronger and more resilient than ever before. As the village of Mboli settled into the tranquility of the night, a sense of foreboding hung in the air like a heavy mist. Adana, unaware of the treachery that awaited her, ventured out into the moonlit streets, her heart heavy with the weight of Loco's deceit. In the stillness of the night, Loco's charming facade crumbled, revealing the darkness that lurked beneath. He lured Adana to a secluded corner of the village, his intentions sinister and his demeanor cold. Gone was the sweet smile and gentle touch, replaced by a mask of malice and desire. Adana, trusting in Loco's affections, found herself ensnared in a trap of his making. His hands, once gentle and reassuring, now held her captive, his words dripping with venom as he revealed his true intentions. Betrayed and broken-hearted, Adana's cries for help echoed through the night, but they fell on deaf ears. In that moment of despair, Adana realized the extent of Loco's deception. He had preyed upon her trust and manipulated her emotions for his own selfish gain. The realization cut her to the core, leaving her feeling vulnerable and exposed in the darkness. As tears of betrayal streamed down her cheeks, Adana vowed to never again allow herself to be so easily deceived. She resolved to reclaim her strength and her dignity, to rise above the pain and forge a path to redemption. And though the scars of Loco's betrayal would linger, they served as a reminder of her resilience and her unwavering spirit. Amidst the turmoil that engulfed her, a ray of light pierced through the darkness in the form of a stranger who wandered into the village of Mboli. His presence was like a breath of fresh air, a gentle breeze that carried with it a sense of peace and understanding. Unlike the others who had sought to possess Adana's beauty, the stranger approached her with genuine kindness and compassion. His eyes held a depth of understanding that seemed to pierce through the walls Adana had built around her heart, and his smile warmed her troubled soul like the first rays of dawn after a long night. In the stranger's presence, Adana felt a glimmer of hope ignite within her, a flicker of light in the midst of darkness. He listened as she poured out her heartache, offering comfort and support without judgment or expectation. His words of encouragement were like a soothing balm to her wounded spirit, offering solace in a time of need. As they walked through the village together, Adana found herself opening up to the stranger in ways she had never thought possible. She shared her hopes and dreams, her fears and insecurities, knowing that he would listen with an open heart and a sympathetic ear. In the stranger, Adana found a kindred spirit, a soul who understood the depth of her pain and the strength of her resilience. And though they had only just met, she felt as though she had known him for a lifetime, a beacon of light in her darkest hour. With the stranger by her side, Adana began to believe that there was still hope for a brighter tomorrow, a future filled with possibilities yet to be discovered. And as they walked together into the night, she knew that she was not alone, for she had found a friend, a confidant, and a source of endless comfort in the midst of her trials. With the stranger's gentle guidance, Adana embarked on a transformative journey of healing and self-discovery. Together, they ventured beyond the confines of Mali, exploring the vast expanse of the surrounding savanna and immersing themselves in the beauty of the natural world. In the quiet solitude of the wilderness, Adana found solace and sanctuary, her spirit renewed by the rhythm of the earth beneath her feet and the melody of birdsong overhead. With each step she took, she felt the weight of Locu's betrayal slowly lifting from her shoulders, replaced by a sense of liberation and empowerment. As they journeyed deeper into the heart of the savanna, Adana began to unravel the layers of hurt and pain that had accumulated within her soul. She confronted her fears and insecurities head-on, determined to break free from the chains of the past and embrace the beauty of the present moment. With the stranger's guidance, Adana learned to embrace her inner strength and resilience, discovering a wellspring of courage and determination within her that she had never known existed. She forged ahead with unwavering determination, her spirit buoyed by the knowledge that she was capable of overcoming any obstacle that stood in her way. In the midst of her journey, Adana found herself surrounded by the breathtaking beauty of the African wilderness, the golden hues of the savanna at sunset, the vast expanse of the star-studded sky stretching out above her, the gentle caress of the wind against her skin. In these moments of tranquility, she felt a profound sense of peace wash over her, as though the very essence of the earth had reached out to embrace her in its loving embrace. And as they returned to Mboli, Adana emerged from her journey a changed woman, stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Though the scars of the past still lingered, they served as a reminder of her journey and the inner strength that had carried her through. With a newfound sense of purpose and determination, Adana embraced the future that lay before her, ready to face whatever challenges came her way with courage and grace. Upon her return to Mboli, Adana found herself confronted with the harsh reality of the village's judgmental gaze. The men who once vied for her attention now whispered cruel words behind her back, their envy and bitterness palpable in the air. But Adana refused to be cowed by their spiteful remarks, her spirit unbroken by their attempts to tear her down. With courage as her shield and determination as her sword, Adana faced the adversity that surrounded her head-on. She refused to allow the whispers of the villagers to define her, standing tall in the face of their scorn and contempt. With each passing day, she grew stronger and more resilient, her resolve unwavering in the face of their cruelty. As she walked through the village, Adana felt the weight of their judgment like a heavy burden upon her shoulders. But she refused to let their words pierce her armor, her inner strength serving as a shield against their negativity. With grace and dignity, she carried herself through the trials and tribulations that lay before her, a beacon of hope in a village consumed by envy and spite. Despite the challenges that lay ahead, Adana remained steadfast in her determination to rise above the adversity that surrounded her. She knew that true strength lay not in the absence of obstacles, but in the courage to face them head-on and emerge victorious on the other side. And as she continued to walk her path with courage and grace, she inspired those around her to do the same, proving that even in the darkest of times, there is still light to be found. In the midst of adversity, Adana came to a profound realization that holding on to anger and resentment only served to weigh her down, trapping her in a cycle of bitterness and pain. With a heart heavy with the burden of past grievances, she knew that true liberation could only come through the power of forgiveness. With great courage, Adana made the decision to release the shackles of anger and resentment that bound her, embracing forgiveness as a pathway to freedom and healing. She understood that forgiving those who had wronged her did not diminish the pain they had caused, but rather freed her from the chains of hatred and bitterness that had held her captive for so long. As she extended forgiveness to those who had betrayed her, Adana felt a profound sense of release wash over her, as though a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. In letting go of the past, she found a newfound sense of peace and clarity, her heart unburdened by the weight of old wounds. With forgiveness in her heart, Adana was able to embrace the present moment fully, no longer haunted by the ghost of the past. She found joy in the simple pleasures of life, savoring each moment as it came and allowing herself to be fully present in the beauty of the here and now. And as she walked her path with grace and dignity, Adana became a living testament to the transformative power of forgiveness. She showed others that true strength lies not in holding on to grudges, but in the ability to let go and move forward with an open heart and a renewed sense of purpose. As Adana embraced the power of forgiveness, she discovered a love that transcended the boundaries of the physical world, a love that emanated from within herself. No longer defined by the actions of others, she found solace in the depths of her own heart, nurturing a sense of self-worth and inner peace that radiated outward like a beacon of light. With each passing day, Adana's love for herself grew stronger, blossoming like a rare flower in the desert. She embraced her flaws and imperfections, seeing them not as weaknesses but as badges of honor, testaments to her resilience and strength. And as she learned to love herself unconditionally, she found that she no longer needed validation from others to feel whole. In the quiet moments of reflection, Adana marveled at the beauty of her own spirit, recognizing the boundless potential that lay within her. She reveled in the simple joys of life, finding pleasure in the warmth of the sun on her skin and the gentle rustle of the wind through the trees. With each step she took on her journey of self-discovery, Adana felt a sense of empowerment wash over her, as though she had finally found her true purpose in life. She knew that she was worthy of love and happiness, and she refused to settle for anything less than she deserved. And as she walked her path with confidence and grace, Adana found that love had a way of finding its way back to her. In the eyes of those who had once scorned her, she saw a glimmer of admiration and respect, a recognition of the strength and resilience that she possessed. With love as her guide, Adana embraced the future that lay before her, knowing that no matter what trials lay ahead, she would face them with courage and grace. For she had found redemption in the depths of her own heart, a love that would sustain her through even the darkest of times. With her heart filled with love and her spirit unburdened by the weight of the past, Adana stood at the precipice of a new beginning. The trials and tribulations she had faced had transformed her into a woman of unparalleled strength and resilience, ready to embrace the future with open arms. As she gazed out at the horizon, Adana felt a sense of peace wash over her, like the gentle caress of a cool breeze on a hot summer day. She knew that the road ahead would be filled with challenges and obstacles, but she faced them with unwavering courage and determination, secure in the knowledge that she was capable of overcoming anything that stood in her way. With each step she took, Adana left behind the shadows of the past, forging ahead towards a future filled with endless possibilities and boundless joy. She knew that there would be moments of darkness and doubt, but she refused to let them dim the light that burned brightly within her heart. And as she walked into the sunset, a sense of freedom washed over Adana, filling her with a profound sense of gratitude for the journey that had brought her to this moment. For she knew that every trial and tribulation she had faced had led her to this point, a point of new beginnings and endless potential. With a smile on her face and a song in her heart, Adana embraced the future that lay before her, ready to write the next chapter of her life with courage, grace, and love. For she knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she would face them with unwavering strength and resilience, secure in the knowledge that she was a survivor, a warrior, and a woman of indomitable spirit.